Hey everybody, it's Eric. I'm making a game. That game, what is it called? What is that game called? It's called the Godkiller. The Godkiller. And every day I work on it. I'm up to 94 days in a row. Where not only did I work on it each of those days consecutively, but I also made progress. I made some kind of forward movement on the project every friggin' day. For 94 days, which is past the quarter year mark. So a solid quarter of progress. That's not going to stop here. So I'm going to get to a demo of recently completed work. I did get to take one of my items from way down at the bottom in the yellow and reds area to up in the green, and that is scenery. I finished scenery. I'm at 100% on scenery. I don't need to do anything else there that I know about right now. As far as I can tell, scenery is ready to ship. So let's show it. Let's demo it. Waiting for it to play. There we go. Okay, so the new thing here is off at the edge of this world. Gotta turn that volume down a little bit. That's a tiny bit loud. Okay, so off over in the background, we've got not a faraway terrain type of a texture, which is still there. But in front of it, we've got this city model. Some buildings that are off alongside the area that you're solving puzzles inside of. They just give you the sense that the world is bigger than the level that you're currently inside of. So I made these buildings. They are my scenery. And you can see far down below some clouds are floating through the building in a not entirely realistic way. But I can position the cloud boxes such that they won't go through buildings if that's important to me. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. Anyways, let's go up a little bit higher, get a vantage point for this buildings. I'm actually a big fan of background scenery in 3D video games. Some of my favorite is in Portal 2, where the spaces just look really vast, and you can see all this weird machinery far off in the distance, and it just feels like you could go there, like you could visit it. Makes the world seem bigger, even though the area that you're allowed to move inside of is relatively small. Just seeing all that space around you and the hint of other things far off is really cool. Those giant spheres inside of Portal 2 also look really great to me. I love looking down and just kind of seeing what details I can see far away. So now I've got these buildings. I've got more than one class of building. I'll show you outside of the game. So I made two, I'll call them medium detail buildings. There's this one here, which has got the diagonal patterns on it. It's fairly complex. Here, I'll open it up. fun to make this stuff, actually. I came up with a texturing strategy that I think is pretty good. You make some different patterns that can be applied a little bit randomly to the surfaces, and intentionally they're subdued. I certainly did. It was an interesting game. Hey, Ofex. I'll tell you one thing I learned from that game. Oh, no way! Oh, that's the thing I learned from that game is just chill on the character dialogue. Oh my god, those long text exchanges where, like, you know, one character saying blah 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 blah, and maybe we can do the double dynamic frenzy combination thing, and then no, but then, you know, Piccolo said this, and then, like, there's just all these texts, you're clicking through it. I found this terrible. But we had no way to touch those. They came straight from Funimation. Yeah, I thought they were extremely overwrought, but it was kind of a fun little game, though. I like that game. I mean, I played through it a few times. Oh wow! Well, I was doing not engine coding on that. I was doing level scripting. So a lot of, like, the cutscenes that you would see, some of the level scripting that created enemies in different areas, I would do that too. But yeah, it was definitely a team effort. I had a relatively small part on it, but yeah, it was a cool little game. I did like it. It definitely has some strong points. Anyways, what I was saying about this building is, yeah, it's I don't know, it's got textures that are very backgroundish. It's easy to kind of not pay attention to them, and they suggest there could be more details in the building, but they don't scream out, this is a window, this is a door, anything like that. Alright, then I made some very low detail buildings that I could just kind of throw in the background really quick. And yeah, so those ones are meant to be super low poly, but I can use them to fill in gaps. There's a couple of those. Then I made a couple of sky bridges, which are fun. Sky bridges are just a thing that spans between two buildings. So I can go take two buildings here. I can throw a sky bridge between them. Let's do a narrow one. I'll just extrude it. Not sure if I'll be able to see this or not. I should be able to. Ofix, I think you were the first person that has said that has come to me with, I remember that game. That was an awesome game with that one. I liked it, but it's not as popular as you know, other games. All right, so there's my sky bridge. It's a sky bridge to nowhere because I didn't position it very well to meet up with another building. So I'll just take a quick look at the sky bridge, what it looks like. Yeah, there's my sky bridge. I did start my own company. More than once. First company was called Caravel Games, and we made a game called Drod. We made multiple versions of it, or multiple sequels. And then I sold that company to my business partner, Mike Reimer, and now I've got another company called Sea Space Labs, and we're making this game. And I say we, it's mainly just me. But I'm getting some help from a few other people. So anyways, alright, so in this session, it might be a bit of a short one. I noticed there was some problem with the axles, and I wanted to debug it. I try to fix bugs early instead of moving on to something else while I know there's bugs. And I have definitely seen some problems with the axles on these levels. See if I can get a reproduction, a repro. Oh, yeah, okay. So that guy's not turning. Now I'm having a hard time getting this bug to show up again. I could be naive and assume it fixed itself, but I'm sure it's probably there. So far I've seen no problems with it. So I'll keep playing and see if I can get the problem to show up again. It's another reason to fix bugs when you see them. You may not see them again as easily. Okay, so here's a problem. It's suggesting that if I go east, I'm gonna die, but I don't think that's true. So the predictives seem wrong. Predictives are definitely wrong. I say the predictives, I mean these pink squares that are next to the player. Oh, Fix. Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, please come back sometime. Yeah, we can chat some more. Yeah, you have a good evening. Predictives are way wrong, but the main board is fine. Alright. It's easier to find problems in the main thread than it is the predictives. I was hoping to see something wrong with the main thread because it's much easier to debug those. Let me save this session. I can come back to it. It's not too long. So, predictive squares out of sync with reality. And before I debug that, I want to see if I can get some kind of problem without using the predictives, because it'll be easier to debug that. And maybe fixing that problem indirectly fixes the first one I saw. But if I want to, I can just replay the session and probably reproduce the first problem. So, not losing that. Okay, so I'll go right to this guy. Ah, I love it. There's a bug right there. Love it. Got it pretty fast too. Okay. Okay, so I want to see if I can reproduce this. Okay, this is assertion fires and spikes go on top of enemy without killing. Okay. Let's see if I can reproduce it by just rerunning again. Okay, make sure I can reproduce. I definitely want to solve this. Okay, good, I can reproduce. Definitely want to solve this before too much time passes. I mean, in terms of weeks or months, because I've got this all loaded into my head now, how the axles and spokes work, and it's fairly complicated. So, okay, let me make sure I can reproduce the first bug. So it's much cheaper for me to fix this bug now than it is to fix it 2 months from now, or even a week from now. Alright, some crazy replay coming. Lots of assertions failed. Which I didn't notice the first time, but yeah, no, that's all right. Okay, cool. So we got some good reproducing going on. Let's go back to the easier to see bug. I think I'll take one W off because I want to get it right before the assertion. Oh, I got prediction on. So then I go west. Perfect. All right. That's good. Take the guide, turn off predictions, just to make debugging simpler. Okay, I'm just starving. I just need a little quick snack. I'll be right back. Can't do any good debugging if I'm hungry. I want to play a little song. So I'm trying to get an idea of what I'm looking for in the failure. So, okay. Release spoke to pool. Oh, up here. Okay. So at this point, the spoke piece gets passed to its null, so that one's going to fail, but the problem actually was here earlier. So we do a rotation. Okay. So I think what I want to do is when I get to rotate clockwise, see if everything is messed up already. It probably is. It was probably messed up previously. You know what? I could be a little more general about this. I could create a function that just checks the health of the axle, its integrity, and then call it at different points. I'm pretty sure here its integrity should fail. Okay, so what could I know about this thing? First off, let's look at the data structure. Column row height. Spoke pool. Let me just take everything that's not read-only. Well, let's grab it all, and I'll edit below. This, just delete. I'm not worried about these guys. Well, maybe I should be. They're read-only though, right? Unless there's some kind of memory corruption. Let me start with what I know is wrong, and then I'll add to it as needed. So the thing that seems to be failing is I wish it wouldn't try to import every time. Okay. It's not finding the spoke piece. At every location in spoke CRHs. Okay, that one I can check. That one is not hard at all. Can't remember if these go north, south, west, east, or clockwise. They're gonna go north, south, west, east. Okay. Might as well write a comment here so I don't have to think about it again. Kind of don't get why it says there's no need for these parentheses. I'm going to leave them in for readability. Because I would have thought if you say this, it's not the same thing. But I'm probably wrong, but I'll leave it in for readability. Helps me. Okay. So let me say I don't know why this wouldn't work. Instead of a bool, we'll just do never mind. Now just start with the thing that I know is messed up. Can add more later. Alright, let's see how this does. Alright. Cool. So a good thing is that before I pushed the axle the last time, that would give me the original insertion. I've got insertion leading up to it. Let's see where it popped up. This is great. This is great because at the beginning when this function was called, it had integrity. The axle had integrity. And at the end of the function, nope, not so much. So something between here and here busted the axle. That's awesome. I love that result. That means I'm within striking distance of fixing this. So this one fired, this one did not. Perfect. Love it. Okay, so then I'll go back to my main. Take off one command here. Oops, I gotta do it again because I was in play mode. Okay, so now I'm trying to get to the point right before the problem happens. I think by taking off one command I can do it. I'm wrong. So the problem came earlier. Yep. Okay, same place. Hey Z. What's going on? Okay, so let's see. So let me think. Probably the assertion came a little bit earlier when this was pushed. And that would have been a south motion. It would have been south from 1, 2, 3. So if I take off 2 souths, maybe I get in front of the condition that caused the error. Oh, I have to remember to do this in edit mode. So today, I'm working on fixing a bug. Yesterday, I finished up like these city models, which are background scenery. These giant buildings. I made like a sky bridge that went along with it. Made some low poly buildings to kind of put it further away. Right now, fixing a bug inside of the code that updates these things called axles, which are sort of like the turnstiles to turnstiles that have spikes on them. No, I'm not making them in Blender. I'm using a free Unity add-on called Pro Builder, which is a controversial decision. It's not the best modeling tool, but it is nice if you've got a game kind of like mine where there's just a lot of very not realistic models, but more abstract, more based on basic shapes. So it's not bad for that type of modeling, and it's got the advantage that I don't have to switch back and forth between a modeling program and Unity. It's commonly used for prototyping, which would be like to make a rough version of how you want your level to look, and then later on go into Blender or some proper modeling program and make assets that replace the junky prototyping stuff you did. But this guy here I'm trying to get to work right now. I put in some debug code. It tells me the first moment that the data for this axle, oh, it's so loud. I gotta turn that down a little bit. It gets out of shape. So I wrote like this code that just checks over the axle data structure and sees is it still good? Is it still good? And it's saying that on this turn it's not good. So let's back up even a little further. Trying to get right before the event which causes the bug. And then I can go into the debugger and set breakpoints and see. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm right before the point where things are screwed up. So I can go in here, set my breakpoint, go into debug mode, attach to the Unity editor. Okay, and then I go south, bam, okay. So up here I expect this assertion to pass, and this one down here to fail. So I know somewhere in between the two assertions there's a problem that's caused. So here we're good. I don't think that'll do anything. So what do I got? I got a, let's see, not present, south, not present. I guess west and east are present. Yep. So I'm going to remove spokes here. There's going to be a whole bunch of these squares. How am I going to make sense of this? Does it have to do with the pool? How many of these do I have? It's going to be 6 of them. I'll go in here just to see what this code's doing. Yeah, that shouldn't mess with the spokes. Yeah, this is all fine. Okay. So that seems fine. So north, if we're going clockwise, then it's is that right? It must be. Yeah, north gets whatever is in west. West gets whatever was south. South gets east. East gets north. So at the end of this, it should be north and south that are now present. West, not present. South, present. East, not present. Okay. Axle direction, it was, okay, it's east. It's going to change to south, I believe. Yep. That part's fine. Okay. Add the spokes to the board. I could add another assertion underneath this. At that point it should be back into a state of integrity. So north is present. Just reading through these to see if I find any errors. These all look good. This is old code, pretty well trusted, so it's not going to be something obvious. It's going to be something more subtle. Okay. Let's see, what do I expect in the spoke pool? I think I just removed a bunch of spokes, so I think there should be 12 spokes in the spoke pool, 6 for each spoke. I'm right. Let me look at the health of them. Okay, they're all set to invalid. Let's set a breakpoint here just in case this is getting called later on. So pop a spoke piece, set it CRH, set the touch actions. Let's see what that actually does. So north is north is clockwise, south is counterclockwise. Okay, and taking these guys here. None, then west and east. This isn't going to produce the bug that I'm seeing though. None, west, east. Good. Okay. That looks pretty healthy. Okay. Alright, it's not worth stepping through all that. Let's step up. Or step out, I should say. Okay, so it's going to call it for north. It's probably going to call it for south, too. Okay, then we go down to west. It will skip that. East, it skips. Okay, and I do want to add another assertion under here for verify integrity, because it would be interesting to know if it would allow me to narrow down from code up here that's causing the problem versus code that's in here. But let me just see, are there any pieces that are newly on spikes? Someone outside skateboarding. How can that be that loud? It's just skateboarding. So I think this does not write any data. So it's unlikely that that produces any changes that are important. But let's see if it returned any spiked M pieces. One, a brawler. Okay. Where is the brawler at? 30, 290. Let me just write that down. Let's see, 30, 290. Before rotation that causes integrity violation. Okay, now I'm going to kill the brawler, and that very well could remove a piece. I want to see if that 30, 290 is in a weird place. So this is at Yeah. Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku. I was a contract developer on it. Like it wasn't my game, you know, like this one is. So there was a company called Webfoot Technologies, aka Webfoot Games, that I have a lengthy relationship with. Good people there. And Funimation contracted with Webfoot to make Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku. And it was kind of like a old school 2D top-down Zelda type game, or early Final Fantasy, I suppose. It's an RPG. You wandered around and would fight different enemies and get inventory items, and you'd switch between not all the characters, but a whole bunch of characters in the game. You played as maybe 6 or 7 different characters from the game. And there's a whole lot of dialogue about types of fusion and transformations and Super Saiyan level 5, I don't know all the jargon, but like most of the plot events in the game are like, well, if we can do this one type of transformation, maybe we can beat this monster. And then they would go and do their transformation, double super dildo saying whatever it is, and then they go fight a monster. Maybe they win, maybe not. Yeah, it's a silly game, but it was fun. Yeah, I don't know if much, but I was gratified that Ofex, that game was a big deal to him, and it was kind of fun to hear that. I didn't do too much on it. I was a level scripter, so I would figure out on a given level how to make like little cutscene things happen, or to set up enemies so that they would appear in certain places. But way too much dialogue in that game. That's what I learned. Funimation gave us all the text that the characters were supposed to say, and they were inflexible with any changes to that text. And you're just pressing the A button to get past all this text, and the text would kind of go out like with a appearing like a how to say it, like instead of just popping on the screen, it would have this little type effect, like it was going at the same speed that people were talking. It was just maddening to have to click through all this text, pages and pages of it. Let's see. So we kill these spiked M pieces. Okay, so where is it? 30, 32, 90. And the axle is at 30, 29, 290. Okay, so the M piece that's getting killed is legit on a position where spikes would land. Let's see what happens when I go into it. Not every single little function, come on. No, not every single thing. Don't go into everything. Okay. No, actually most of the programming I've done has been not game programming. Here's the dirty secret about game programming. If you become a professional game developer, apples to apples, if there's another version of you with the same skills that does some other kind of programming besides game, there's Z game programmer guy, and there's Z website programmer or mobile app programmer. Z game programmer guy is going to get paid 25% less, and the people you work with will be a little less mature in their practices. The reason is because any profession that a bunch of people want to do it, the demand for it will be higher, so you'll get paid less. That's it, basically. But it still might be worth it to you. It might be fine. Like, not everything we do should be based upon how much we get paid. But there's a lot of churn in the industry, and the companies that hire game developers, the companies that hire game developers, there's a constant there's a constant influx of new people that want to do it and outflux of people that are burned out on it. So their mentality is not geared towards retention. Their mentality is geared towards, let's do whatever we got to do to get this game out the door. And if that means we're going to burn out some 23-year-olds in the process and point them to a career working at some other company that has nothing to do with games later, yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it. So, yeah. So I have a lovely job as an engineering manager for a company that makes a website, and company is called Climate, the Climate Corporation, and my team, we make a website called climate.com, and I'm paid much better than if I was doing the same thing at a game development company. And I would be sadder because if I was an engineering manager over at a game development company, there'd be pressure on me to get all my reports to bust ass and to stay late and work extra hours, and I'd be running a little dystopian world that making everyone miserable inside of it. So the game work that I do is just moonlighting projects, my own thing. I do love making games, but I don't feel like working for a game company. I've just been burnt out on it a little bit. You're working on a website. So are you writing code for it, or is it more like static content? Let's see. So the first three things are not going to influence the bug that I'm looking at. Let's look at piece die. Alright, sure. So you, like for your web app, you have a certain framework you're using, like React or Vue or anything like that, or are you going like with straight HTML and JavaScript? So here it's going to set at 30, 30, 290. It's going to set that to null. I think that's fine. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, there's an argument like if you're just learning, it kind of makes sense to get into some of the basics. But I don't know, it depends what you want to do, but React wouldn't be a bad way to go. Or you could kind of be thinking like, by the time I get onto the market, like what's going to be what people want. I don't know if you're trying to train yourself up to be like a web developer or not. Oh, okay, yeah. I think React is really good, and you can also just get this it's not COVID, I swear. Just my normal crappiness. But you can get an NPM package called I think it's Create React app, and it creates a nice hello world shell for you. So you say Create React app, and at the command line, then ask you a few questions. And it creates a project that's all ready to edit in and test in. It's not a bad way to get going kind of fast. And of course, it's going to be with us for a long time. So if you learn React, it's going to be useful for other things. Yeah, sure. Let's see. So that would set that to null. Question. What? Who's texting? Oh, someone's at the door. Yeah, cool. Well, there is an interesting thing that this guy died. He'll be enqueued. I don't know if that's going to be it. So I feel like I think I need to add my extra assertions here. This one will fail. If I go to Unity, I should have assertion failed. Yep. And it was at 476. No, it was at 370. Right here. That one failed. Okay. So to make this go faster, I'm going to just hit play. I'm going to start it again. Add some more assertions so I can see exactly which thing is responsible for it failing. So that one's fine. Right after here, that's the first place where I would expect it to have integrity. And I'll just keep on adding these down here to see if any of these calls are causing trouble. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so far so good. And what the heck, let's just see what happens. Okay, so the first place. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I like this. So I know that something about killing the spiked M piece is what's causing the trouble. Something about killing that guy. I will tell you one thing, Z. I do want to at some point record a video which is nothing but just that topic of, okay, so you want to be a game developer. Here's what you're getting into. You're gonna get paid less. You know, that thing. That is one thing I do want to record, like in a separate video, put it on YouTube, and say, yeah, point people at it. You know, especially because I meet like about 3 people each week with this stream that are wanting to get into game development. That's like one of the more hard-earned lessons. Hard-won knowledge? Hard-earned? Yeah, whatever. That one was a little bit tough to come by. So that one I would like to spread around a little bit. But most of the time, when people go to YouTube and they go search for something that's like, how can I make myself better or get to a better place, or how can I it's more like, how can I succeed at the thing I already decided is an awesome thing to do. So Is not quite as many searches for what might suck about the thing that I've already decided is an awesome thing to do. It's got to be some way to like hack Google searches or searchability so that instead of people getting the thing that they think they want to know, they get the thing which is most important for them to know. Which Google kind of does that, or actually YouTube, I guess. Like, there is some just garbage put out about COVID by this one lady and then, like, Trump quote her. Not to get into politics, but, like, I wanted to see, like, the garbage conspiracy theories that this one woman had written. There you go. And YouTube, because they knew that it was spreading misinformation, they put instead all the videos debunking this woman. And I just wanted like the original thing where she was saying crazy nonsense. So YouTube sometimes does change the search results so that it shows you what you think you need instead of what you actually asked for. What they think you need as opposed to what you asked for. Okay, so I know it's the spiked end pieces. No, it creeps me out a little bit because I mean it is censorship. It's a private company. I understand, like, you don't apply the same rules of free speech to a private company. It is up to them to decide, what they're going to show and offer and everything. But the weird thing is, like, something like YouTube has become like the de facto place for you to go find videos on things. So as soon as they make a moral decision or an ethical decision, the whole world is affected by it. And them saying like, no, you don't need to see that conspiracy theory stuff. It's going to be bad for your little brain. That offends me a little bit. I'll decide what's bad for my brain. That's a good middle ground. Actually, I like that quite a bit. All right. Let me see if I can kill this bug. So we go in, we kill the pieces. And while I'm not in the debugger, okay. Oh, interesting. Now I see why this case is special. Because the enemy that's going to get killed is on a spoke piece. So it's correct to kill the enemy. But the spoke piece landed right on top of the enemy, unlike the spikes, which will kind of be off the side. Okay, so then when I write the spoke pieces over this area, they're there. But then I kill this guy, and he erases the spoke piece as a result of him dying. Let's think about the best way to handle that. Now I know what the problem is. Could I kill the enemy before I add the spokes back in? That would just be moving this guy down underneath of here. Well, I could just try it. Okay. So I'm going to take out some of these. Since I definitely know it's... Okay. These two go together. Can I just wait on adding the spokes until after they've been killed? Is that going to mess anything up? Alright, let me just try that. Okay, here it goes. Well, look at that. That's pretty cool. That seems to work perfectly. Yeah, I think I beat it. Alright. It's a little bit hard. A little bit hard. I think I got it. Okay, let's... Okay. First, kill pieces that spikes or spoke will land on. Should be done before adding spokes back to board to prevent removing an M piece from erasing a spoke piece. Okay. just add some more comments here. Can I rotate? Oh. That looks pretty good. So that should be fine. Let me try the more ambitious test case. No assertions. I like it. I like it. I'll turn my predictions back on. See if I've still got problems. Ooh, assertions. Something about the spike layer set. So I'll get to the... So this is a different bug, whatever it is. But I want to fix it too. I don't want anything, any known bugs in the axles. Especially right now, I've got all the knowledge about the axles loaded into my head. I want to fix them now, not later. So it's going to be about removing spikes. I wish it would have happened without using the predictive boards. They're harder to debug, but that's what I've got for my repros, so I'm going to work with that. Let's go back to main. It seemed like I went quite a ways past in my commands down here from the first point where the assertions were, so let me try take out to here, see if I can get ahead of the assertions. I want to find the spot right before the assertions. Okay, I got ahead of the assertions. But maybe too far ahead, so I know. Well, I might have to keep track of this. Basically, something like a binary search going on here. No assertion. Assertion. Let me see what happens if I do the middle point of this one. Okay, that one did give me assertions. So let's see. So I'll try in between these two. Oops. Cool. So this one is no assertion. So wwwne. Let's see. Let's try adding www to the end. Now I'll just remove one of these at a time. I'm just down to 3 now. And I'll see the first one that goes without an assertion. Oh, looks like it was the one previous to it. So let me verify that. Nope, not that one. That's it right there. Okay. So fix that one. That one's done. If I look at the predictives here, it looks correct to me. Alright, I'm going to be right back. Okay, use the restroom. Okay, so the problem that's going to happen is something to do with the spikes, and they're probably not being synchronized correctly. And it might be because of my checksumming. So I made an algorithm that would determine when I would copy over one data structure to another to synchronize it. And it was based on a checksum value comparison between the two data structures. I think before I get deep into debugging, I'm just going to try disabling that checksum and see if it makes a difference. So I'll be able to rule it out a little more quickly if that's the case. If I go west and there's no assertion, that'll mean it's the checksumming. There's no assertion, it's the checksumming. So this is a problem with optimizing early. It's an old adage saying that you don't want to optimize prematurely. And it just bothered me that I might be doing some copies I don't need to do. So I put in this logic. Pretty simple solution to this, but I don't want to lose that code. So I'm just going to do a git commit here before I delete it. So I left that little note, so if later on I find that I do need to optimize, I can come back and I can do this check something again. I tried to make a pretty good set of hash values. Z, I don't know if you're still on, but the idea is you would multiply values by prime numbers. Yeah, so it's this computer science concept of creating a checksum. It doesn't contain all of the data that you're trying to represent, but it contains a number that tends to indicate something about the identity of that data and what it contains, so that you could say that you have two sets of data and you don't want to look at all the data in both set A and set B. You might have a checksum that kind of sums up what that value is. And I tried to follow good practices. I set some stuff here with prime numbers. I don't think it's a great algorithm that I came up with. I think I rushed through it, and as a result, I've got collisions. And sometimes, set A, which has a whole bunch of data in it, will have a hash code of like, and then set B, which has entirely different data, still has the same hash code. So that was the problem. But I'm just going to take it out. It's like it's too clever. I'm going to take it out. And I'll put it back in if I need it. Fix it if I need it. But it's a premature optimization. Just avoiding some memory copying. Simpler code is usually better code. Future note to myself. Okay. So that should do it. So hit play. Okay. It's looking good. Predictions are correct. Oh, another one. What's this one about? about pushing. This is a totally different bug. Alright, it's a different bug. Moving on to bug number 3. God, I'm so glad I wrote this command playback code. This is so good for bug fixing. Oh, not that one. This one. So it's saying okay, so I end up with like a diagonal movement. What could that be about? So I end up pushing somebody here, and it was a diagonal movement. Okay. Alright. Let me try yoinking that. Hit play, see if I get an assertion. Actually, I think it was closer to the end. So let's take this, just take one off the end. That might be enough to do it. Cool. And the next one is west. Whoa, no assertion? Let's try it again. Lost it. It might be something non-deterministic. Well, everything's deterministic, but non-deterministic from the logical game state changes. It might have to do with UI code, which would be horrible. Alright. Let me just start over from empty command playback. I seem to have lost my repro. Let me start over. Oh, whoa, I got an exception. Or assertion. Let's see, is it the same? That's a different one. Okay. So, let's get this guy. This one's probably lost. Okay, wait for it to come back. Okay, so it's moving a piece. Let's see, it was predictive. Moving a piece to a square where M layer was already occupied. Seemed like I went quite a ways past it, so let me take all the S's off. Try that. Okay, no assertion. What were the next commands? S, 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 S. 5 S's. 5 moves south. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Okay, so that's the same error. Okay, good. Good. Okay, that reproduces. Good. Alright, so if I go one less, no assertion, I hope. Cool. Step west. Bam. Good. Okay, cool. Okay, and the place that it's gonna fail. I don't know what direction which prediction it's complaining about. But you know what? I can just set breakpoints. I'll figure it out. Okay, so we go bump. Okay, so here, just set this. Okay, this one's probably going to be fine. Let's, okay, H290. 31, 31. Oh, it's over here. 31, 31, 290. Okay, board. M layers. $290. $31 is null. Alright, so this is not the one where it's going to assert. Yep, okay. Maybe the next one. Okay, in this one, the player piece is there. The player piece is at 3131. On north, walk, prediction, player piece is at 31, 31, 290. When, let's see. Brawler attempts to move into same square. Now, why would the brawler be trying to move into the same piece the player is in? So this should be for the brawler. Yeah, this is for the brawler. And it seems like up here in the check for push while walking, the brawler ought to have pushed the player. Let me check the player piece and see if it shows evidence of being pushed. Nope. Nope, nope. Okay. Why didn't brawler push the player piece? Brawler is at what square is the brawler at? That could be important. 31, 31, 290. Wait. Okay, so weird. Okay, so brawler. I'm guessing the linkage is wrong. This doesn't look like a healthy state. So you're already at, wait a minute. This says 34. This says 31. I call him 34, 33. $290. So that's wrong. This is wrong. Don't look at that. So that's 34, 33. Okay. 34, 33, and this one will be 31, 31, right? Oh, no, 33, 33. Maybe? Let's see. 33, 33. Okay, this is totally different. I'm mixed up. Okay, 33, 33. And the player is not there. 33, 33 is fine. Actually, you don't know that. Double check. No, okay. So this is not the problem. When I go over this, it will be null. Okay. Red herring. Okay. Okay, now where are you trying to go to? 31, 37. Oh, that one's null too. So we're still fine. We did north, south, and I believe this is west. Okay. 33, 25. 33, 25. Still null. I don't know if I'm going to see the bug. Okay, one more. Come on. Show me the bug. 31, 30. Okay. 31, 30. Come on. Show me a bug. No. 31, 30 is null. Okay. That's it. There's no assertion. Wait a minute. Alright, I'm getting irritated. I think it's time to wrap my assert so I can put conditions and things inside of them. Alright, debug. Or so I'll call it DBG to distinguish it from the other one. It's called debug. Let me think about this. Right. Okay, how do I get these guys to just stop execution so I can just and also what's the difference between debug assert and assert is true? Assert is true is what I've got, right? Yeah, okay. Assert throws the sections by default when insertion fails. Let's just set this to true explicitly, I guess. I just haven't seen it actually catch anything yet. No. Okay, so that's been removed. But it's not actually throwing an exception. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's it. Alright. Let me see if that helps me get to the place where there's a problem. Well, it did stop me right in the middle. I don't see breakpoint set inside the debugger. Kind of seems like it got confused. Now Unity is locked up on me. Let's stop the attachment. Okay. I guess that doesn't work real great, since I now crashed. Okay. I've now crashed Unity, which was not a good result. Oh, good. Phew. Okay. Save. Okay, fine. Just do it the stupid way. Okay. If board get m. Alright. What the hell, man? Oh, I don't have the debugger running. But still, this is weird. I don't have the debugger running. And it started like doing this exception pause thing. Oh, there's a pause up here. Okay, that's fine. It might have been this line here that got executed and caused it to break. I'm curious, that might have been it. I want to see if that's what the new behavior is. If it is, then I could do here, it'll stop. I don't like that. I already see the assertion though. I guess this one? No, probably this one. Oh, thank you. Finally. Okay, so what we got? So some piece is walking. Is it the brawler or the player? It's the player. So the player. Okay, let's check this other one over here. Which eye is it? 0, north, going north, okay. Okay, so at 31, 30, 290. This says it's occupied. 31, 30, 290. Let's double check that. I'm sure it's true, but I want to see what's there. Okay, it's saying that the brawler is there. So if the brawler is there, again, why didn't the player push the brawler? Let's see if the brawler was pushed. Maybe the brawler didn't move. Oh, okay. Brawler does have a push CRH and a push direction. Okay. Brawler was pushed from 33, 33. Starting to run together a little bit. My brain's getting tired. Okay, so it is a north walk prediction, breakpoint, assertion, and move 2. Brawler piece is 3130 for player piece walk. And the player is where? Thirty-one. Yep. Okay, so player piece walking north. Which direction? It should be -1. Yep, walking north. New call 3130. Okay, height 290, good. Oh, it returned true that it is pushing. But maybe it didn't actually push. Okay. Probably some kind of issue with the state. Okay, this is where I'm going to want to set the breakpoint. 629. Well, now I'm getting the breakpoint on the exception. I wish it would have did that before. Maybe it did. Yeah. Alright, so the weird thing is, if I go north, the brawler is nowhere near me. So what is the prediction saying that I'm going to be pushing into him for? Let me get out my diagnostic cube and see where these squares actually are at. That's 32, 30, 290. Down here is going to be 32, 31. And it's talking about me traveling north. Okay, I'll be over, I'll walk here. I'll be at 31, 31. And it's saying that there's a brawler here. That's a synchronization problem. Okay. Okay, so this is the main one. That one's fine. Okay, this is still the main update. It's not predictive. Still the main update. Okay, now we're predictive. I want to take a look at the mutable linkage. This thing right here. Maybe this thing is hosed. Bonus to bonus. Bonus to bonus. Brawler to brawler. Brawler to brawler. Egg to egg. Looks pretty healthy. That one's at 31.37. This one 31.37. It's synchronized. This one 33.33. That might be right. $33.33. So that looks okay. Does kind of appear like I've got some bad values in the board, which I'm not sure what that came from. Maybe there's something like some phantom values left over from some other operation. Okay. Okay, so my push piece came back brawler, and this is for $31.30. If I look at the push piece, is it also $31.30? Something tells me it won't be. No, it's not. $33.33. So something happened which violated the integrity of the board squares. So I think I want to use the same technique I used earlier for the axles and just write some debug code that checks the integrity of the board squares. And it can be a pretty simple check. It can say any place that it finds an M piece, make sure that the M piece has a matching value in it. Okay. Layer set. Alright. So the question is, what is screwing up the board? And I got my verify integrity call before and after the sync. I suspect it's something in the sync, but I could be wrong. Let's also check the main board. But I could just do it one time up at the top. Nice. Okay. So much earlier, I think it's got a problem. Which one is it complaining about? Okay. So that's interesting. So I thought the synchronization was the problem. I thought that was the thing that caused the error. But apparently it's not. Because the first assertion thrown is before a sync. Let's see where it got to on this one. It's, E, command player, where are we at in this? 122. So from the end, this is cool because the place where I first saw the problem is actually 9 steps later than this corruption that I found preceding it. So I thought it was close to the cause of the problem, but it actually happened earlier. Okay. Let me check that one. Okay, I forgot where I'm at. 122 out of 131. So remove 9. Yeah, you're gonna keep failing. Lots and lots and lots and lots of failures. Lots and lots and lots. Alright. So just to double check, the first one. Okay. Let's remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, cool. Okay, so other place I want to check integrity is after the board update. Aha, right after the board update, just like I thought. Okay, so that means I want to narrow my search a little bit. Put it inside a board update, because I'm pretty sure that the problem occurs there. And I'm pretty sure that the next place where there's a problem is inside of here. Cool. Interesting. So I was wrong about it occurring right after the walk, so it means it passed through here without any problem. Then there's some other stuff down here. So I take this, I'm just going to put it in some other places. This is another likely place. The board, it would be detached. Here's another place. And a little bit unlikely, but put one more down here too. Okay. This isn't a bad debugging technique. When you're tired, you just narrow down the problem to be the first place where the unexpected state happens. Oh, it's the egg piece birthing. Wow. Wow. Really narrowing it down now. Okay, take out the extra checks. It's nice to know that even though these are pretty, these integrity checks should be a little bit CPU intensive. They're not slowing anything down visually. So, not too bad to leave them in. Let's go to the egg piece. Birth. I suppose I should do that. Otherwise, I'll accidentally leave them in all over the place. Here I gotta be careful because I could put it in a place where something's in the middle of happening. I think after I set the piece, should have integrity again. Walk out one from the exit. Yes. Alright, let's see how it does. So I can get rid of these two. So somewhere between here and here, I lost the entire. Actually, be careful, because this guy here is setting the CRH before yeah. So it's actually expected that the board would not have integrity here because I set the new location for the piece. Alright, so let me hit play on this. So as soon as I set this, it will be expectedly without integrity. And then after I set M, it should be okay. But there's one thing I don't like is calling get CRH twice. Let me just change this to egg CRH. I'll make it more readable too. Now, do I need? Oh, okay. CRH is a struct, so I can do this set without worrying about changing the instance. Alright, let me see. Let me see what this does. Okay, so it is in between these 2 points. Alright, so what am I looking at here? New CRH. 31, 35, 290. $32, 35, 290. Okay, coming back up to here. For all of piece members show 33x, but M scores have them at 3130. So something should happen. Okay, this is it. So it did complain about the thing I saw. It was looking at 3130 and found a piece that had 3135. So that happened. As a new problem somewhere in between here and here. So if I look at board, just verify it for myself. $31, $30. I got the brawler piece there. Cool. But what happened above that would cause that to occur? Here it was fine. Here we get the egg. That doesn't read anything. I mean, write anything. This shouldn't write anything. This neither should this. Here's the first place where we write something. But I didn't say 3130, I said 3135. Okay, so what I need to do is get it right before this point. The next, right before this player command is issued. Then set a breakpoint here in the code and step through. And I will set a watch on 3130. God, so annoying. Alright, writer can't handle the dictionary, so I'll just have to look at it by hand, I guess. Okay, so okay, I've got an idea. I'll go make this easier on myself. We'll say debug log treble square I just want to see the first thing that fucks that up. Alright. And actually I can just go 1. And I won't have to step through it necessarily. Okay. Okay, so at this point in execution, at the beginning, it had a brawler? Oh man. Alright, let me think about this. So up here, number 1, this was populated. I guess I don't get why this would ever work. Okay, so there's a death. Maybe it's like, I think it's okay. I think I might have it. Okay, so the piece dies. But because it's running from the predictive board, there's no code to move it. There's no code to move it out of its old position to its new position. Okay, when a piece dies, it'll call this to remove it. If I'm doing a sync on a piece, then that setting to null didn't occur. I think that's it. I think that's right. Brain getting tired. Brain getting tired. Okay. The piece died on the main board performed a synchronization it would have set the piece to be alive, false. Let's check that. Good. Okay. So I think I know how to fix this. So when we say if the piece is alive, we'll go ahead, we'll move it on the board to the new location. If the piece is dead, don't touch the board. Don't touch it. No, still got some kind of issue here. It's a different square. Okay. 2833. This is before I go into birthing. And okay. Board updater, where am I at in my command player? I think I'm failing before I get to that other thing. So whatever I did caused a regression. Morwick. A bold stream title. I don't even know what my stream title is. You mean Axles again, or the C#? Oh, Godkiller Gamedev. Oh, okay. Yeah, the game is called the Godkiller. And the story of it is the main character that you control is born into an afterlife and immediately gets into conflict with the god in this world. So there's not to spoiler it, but there's the potential that maybe she goes and kills God. So that's what it's about. I don't mean to offend you or anybody else. That's where my story goes. Let's see. Warwick, how you doing? What are you up to tonight? Not bad. Not bad. Pretty decent, actually. Bad day? What's making it bad? If I may ask. If it's not rude. No need to share if it's a little personal, but I understand. We get crappy days here and there. All right. So what do I want to do with this? I think I caused more trouble. Well, I will show you. I'll show you a different screen for a moment. And I would say about a year from now, and I base that upon all this status stuff that you're looking at. So the engine, about 71% done. That's maybe a third of all the work. And the content, that's another third of the work. That's like levels and everything like that. And then there's this other third over here. So, yeah. About a year. I mean, it's also why all the sirs? You're a very polite guy. I appreciate that, but you're not from Dallas, are you? These people in Dallas they say sir a lot. I do not develop games during the day. I am an engineering manager for a team of people that make websites. Deep South. Alright, let me see what we can do here. No, man, speak however makes you feel good. Can accommodate all kinds of dialects. Alright, let me see. What are we up to? That one change I made was not good. It was not good. I'll play some for you. I'll play some music for you that I wrote for my game. I'll play it while I work. Nope. I'll show it to you in a sec. Kinda. It's not loops. I mean, you can see it. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. Okay, set him, say null. Are you? What kind of music do you like to use? I mean, like what software do you use? Yeah, I graduated to Logic from GarageBand like many other people. I like Logic. It's got kind of the nice easiness of GarageBand, but then you can use it to do more things beyond that. Alright, let me see if this fixes it. Alright, so I'm going to hit play in a second. You'll see little bits of the game, I guess. Alright, let's unplay. What we got? What's this about? Oh. I don't know, it's a debug playback. So it's intentionally just issuing a whole ton of commands all at once to get it to a state. So I can take that assertion out. Where was that? Board. Yeah, let's take this out. Okay, let me see if this fixes the bug. If it does, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, I'll be unhappy and probably will give up on fixing it inside of this session. But in either case, Morwick, I'll show you a demo of the gameplay a little bit. Nope. It did not fix it. It did not fix it. It did not fix it. That's okay. I'll get it tomorrow. I fixed 2 other bugs. Alright, so let's see. Take out this. Store it over here. Yeah, that one. Cool. Alright. And then we'll just play around with it a little bit so you can see it. Except I want to do maximize. Cool. I'm actually going to look at that in a second. All right. Jesus. Sorry. Yeah, it's very much a top view game. Relentlessly top down, as I like to say. Okay. Late in the day, getting tired. Okay, unplay. Delete command playback. Play. Here we go. Yeah, the speedrunner. Yeah. Not so much. Okay, so here's the deal. You have 4 commands for going up or north, west, south, east. So there's actually no speed to it at all, to be honest, because the game waits for you to move. You could say turn-based, but I sort of dislike that. So you can also, yes, turn-based. You can hold down the shift key and that lets you fling in one direction. There you go. So there's a lot of movement in 3 dimensions, and puzzle solving, and some tactical stuff when you fight the enemies, but there's no reflexes, so it's all just figuring out what the right move is. You want to find your way to the level exit. One of the things I'm a little bit proud about is that the melodic sound effects all play in key. So if you have a chord like, C major, all the music that you hear is gonna play within that key. You go up the steps, that's musical. And you've got a classical background, so you may understand a little bit what I'm talking about, I guess. Yeah, no. But I enjoy it. And also, like right now, it's not playing music, it's just playing musical sound effects. Let's see. So that's the gist. French horn slurs. Not sure what you mean by slurs. So yeah, so like if I go to the music here, I can pick like a key in the chromatic scale. The horns a bit ago. Like a wah. Yeah, let me see what you're talking about. Also, I want to go listen to your music. Note, slur. Slur notes. Slurred note. Learn what that is. Oh, so I think you're saying you're hearing more than one note in the horns. So like it's changing from one note to another. Is that kind of what you mean? Okay, got it. Yeah. Samples for those I got from the Carnegie Mellon University. They have like a collection of samples of classical instruments. Yeah. All right. Let's hear this thing that you were telling me about. Although I gotta do a thing that's a little bit. Okay. Twitch. So we go into here. And could you do me a favor more? Could you paste that link one more time? Because the other place I saw it, it's just all text to me. I can't really copy and paste it. Thank you. All right. Let's listen to it. Kingery. Here it comes. Cool, man. That's very polished. I like it. Yeah, it sounds real good. Yeah, I'm excited about music in my game. Want to take some of the tracks that I've got and mark out sections that have got different keys, and then as it plays back the song, it'll change the key. So I go E flat minor, and then it changes the sound effects that are playing at the same time. So like if you're moving around making like those horn noises and going up the steps and stuff, the melody would change as the portion of the song that's in a different key changes. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up pretty quick here. It's cool talking to you. Thanks for sharing your music. All right, man. Stopping the stream. Hopefully I'll talk to you later.